As you may be aware, some knife and glove combos in Counter-Strike 2 can be upwards of $10,000. For your average player, that's not gonna happen. Luckily for you, in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you the top 10 budget knife and glove combos for under $300. All 10 of these combinations were using current market prices found on DMarket. DMarket is the main site that I use to trade skins. I've personally bought, sold, and even cashed out with them. Overall, it's just an amazing marketplace. Now on to the list. Coming in at number 10, we have these Specialist Gloves Forest DDPAT. These are field tested at a float value of 0.30. For the knife, this one's a classic knife, Boreal Forest, also field tested at 0.36 float. I think field tested looks phenomenal in both of these, and for the price, you can't beat it, with the gloves being 104 and the knife being 126. And although it ranks number 10 on my list, I think the combination itself is probably one of the best on the entire list. Plus, the classic knife is really cool. The animations and the inspect for the classic knife are top tier in my personal opinion. So yeah, pretty solid at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have the Driver's Gloves Overtake. These are field tested with a float value of 0.31 and their current price on DMarket is $99. For the knife, a Falchion lore. This is also field tested but barely off of the minimum wear mark. The float value is 0.16, and in my opinion, this combination looks very nice. The only reason why I'm not a huge fan of this combination is the green in the knife. When you inspect it, to me, it just doesn't match all quite that well. But for the price, I think this one is pretty damn good. Total price being $298. In the number 8 spot, we have the only red combination. This is also one of the few where the gloves are more expensive than the knife. The gloves are Sports Gloves Scarlet, and these are in Battle Scarred, sitting at a float value of 0.73. Even in Battle Scarred, these gloves are costing $183. And with a limited remaining budget to stay within the $300 range, for the knife, the choice was the Navaja Crimson Web. This Navaja knife is coming in field tested at a float value of 0.21. The current value of this knife being around $115, making the total for this combination $298. Coming in at number 7, we have the Bloodhoune Gloves Bronze. These are field tested with a float value of 0.18 and they are coming in at $85. For me, these gloves are super clean, and because we only used $85 of the $300 budget, we were able to splurge a little bit on the knife. This is the first Stiletto of the list, Stiletto stained with a float value of 0.29. This combination is fucking badass. You have the match from the knife and the skull on the gloves. To me, it's just perfect. It's not exactly my style, but I think it's a pretty cool knife and glove combo. Coming in our number 6 spot, we have the Driver's Gloves Imperial Plaid. These are battle scarred and they are quite expensive. For this 0.68 float, you're looking at $225, leaving us not a ton of room to work with. So the budget knife for these purple gloves is going to be the Navaja Ultraviolet. This knife isn't all that great, and you are gonna have to get it in field tested. The gloves match really well with the handle of the knife, and I actually think it looks pretty good. Now, obviously, if you're willing to spend a bit more on your budget, you're gonna be able to get gloves that aren't so beat up, or maybe upgrade that knife a little bit. But let's save that for another video. Coming in at our number 5 spot, this combination is very badass. Okay, this is the Hand Wraps Leather. These are gonna be battle scarred, 0.52 float value for $122. One of the cool things about the leather hand wraps is they don't look shitty really fast like the duct tape hand wraps do. So even in battle scarred, the leather hand wraps to me look very good. And for the knife, we have the Huntsman Rust Coat. This is going to be well worn at a 0.42 float value. This knife goes for around $130, so the grand total for this combination is going to be $252. Coming in at number 4, we have the Hydra Gloves Case Hardened. These are going to be field tested, and for the knife, we have the Survival Knife Case Hardened, also field tested. I love the tie-dye look to it. It has a little bit of blue, a little bit of red and yellow. These gloves are going to look phenomenal on a ton of different weapon skins. So that is a huge reason why this combination here is in the top 5. The only downside is it kind of looks like you're getting ready for a trippy Renaissance festival. But if you're into that, these gloves are for you. I actually really like them. I do like them, but it's definitely either you love them or you hate them kind of thing. The gloves come in at 97 and the knife comes in at 204, so the combination of these two is just above budget at $303. For the number 3 spot, we have this black and white combo. It almost took the cake for first place. I really love it. For the gloves, they are Moto gloves smoked out, and these are in field tested with a float value of 0.34. And for the knife, we have the Ursus knife Urban Mask. This is in minimum wear at 0.14 float value. For this combination, the gloves are 130 and the knife is 180, bringing the total to $310. But of any of the glove combinations to go over budget, this has to be the one. To me, I mean, it just looks phenomenal. Look at that. The gloves are sick, and the knife, for one, has a ton of different animations, whether you're inspecting it or pulling it out. It's just a fun knife to have. I haven't personally owned one, but I've played around with one in private matches, and I can say it's a pretty damn good knife. So you got solid color combination and a solid knife with different animations. It's a big win. The number 2 spot, it's actually the glove and knife combination that I personally have. It's the Motorsport Transport gloves. These are in minimum wear for $99. And for the knives, we have the Shadow Daggers. These are going to be Tiger Tooth. Now, with a move from CSGO to CS2, there were a lot of different changes, one of which with the Shadow Daggers. A lot of people didn't like the Shadow Daggers before because they had a little jiggle in your screen every time you pulled them out. Well, now in CS2, that is completely gone. So the major downside of the Shadow Daggers has been patched. One of the other huge updates into CS2 is the way Tiger Tooth shines in the light. In CS2, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Every time I pull them out and I see a light ray bouncing off of them, I just am that much more happy. Now, these were in factory new and they were at $202, making the grand total $301. On to the number 1 spot. Drum roll, please. We have the duct tape with rust knife stiletto combo. This combination is fucking phenomenal. If I could go back in time, I would totally go back and pick this combination instead, but I already have too many yellow guns. It would just be a total nightmare to try to change my entire loadout. But the combination is as follows: minimum wear duct tape gloves. These are a float value of 0.15, and they do come at $93. Then for the knife, we have the Stiletto Rust Coat. This is battle scarred at 0.6 float value, coming in at $211, making the grand total $304. This combination is as hardcore as it gets. I mean, you have a rusty gangster knife, and then your hand wraps are just duct tape. Like, you look like somebody who you would never want to mess with. At the end of the day, when you're playing Counter-Strike, you're trying to be badass, you're trying to be hardcore, get the most kills. This setup screams I'm badass. So yeah, there's number 1. It's amazing. Let me know down in the comment section which number you think's the best, or if you think my list absolutely sucks and you have other recommendations, I would love to hear them. This video did take a lot of time to create, so if you have made it to this point in the video, please consider leaving a like or a subscribe. It's a free way to help out the channel, and I appreciate it a lot. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye!